If you've ever felt like you're out here playing catch up 24/7, like no matter how early you wake up or how hard you hustle, something always slips through the cracks. It's probably time to stop freestyling and start planning with intention, because let's be so for real, living in chaos is not the vibe. So that's where pre-planning or planning ahead comes in to save the day. They're not just cute pages, they're your behind the scenes game plan, your personal assistant on paper, your I got it handled moment in planner form. We're talking full clarity for your month, okay? So no more waking up like, what do I even have going on today? Pre-planning is gonna help you set the tone before the month even starts. So you're always 10 steps ahead and not barely hanging on. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel and thanks for joining me for another video. This is Marquita from AtHomeWithQuita, and here I share tips on how to plan a balanced life. So if you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing. Imagine going into your month already knowing what's up. Meetings handled, errands scheduled, goals set in motion. That's what it's all about, moving with intention instead of reacting to chaos. It's giving structure. It's giving peace of mind. It's giving, I have a plan. You can't thrive in chaos forever. Okay, so whether you're managing work, personal goals, or family commitments, pre-planning can be the key to living more intentionally and reducing stress. So let's dive into why you need to be pre-planning or planning ahead and how to use these inserts to optimize your time and achieve your goals. Okay, so let's talk about why you need to be pre-planning like yesterday. And let's go ahead and tell the truth. Half the reasons we feel overwhelmed or scatterbrained and like we're constantly catching up is because we're trying to figure it out as we go. And that's a one-way ticket to burnout. That's why pre-planning is a must. This isn't just about writing down all your to-do list items and hoping for the best. It's about sitting down, getting your mind right, and actually designing days around what matters most. It's about moving with intention so you're not running around like your planner is just for decoration. It's not, okay? When you pre-plan, you're not scrambling or playing catch up. You're out here running point on your own life. You're breaking things down before the month gets wild, okay? Setting your priorities straight and making sure nothing and no one is throwing you off your game plan. So you're going to get those goals mapped out today. You're going to pencil in those self-care moments. You're going to set those deadlines, and you're going to give your future self the gift of being on top of it. Pre-planning isn't extra. It's essential. So let's talk about why pre-planning is the GOAT when it comes to getting your life all the way together. This isn't just about filling up your planner to make your planners look cute, even though that's a vibe too. Pre-planning is the real deal when it comes to moving with purpose, okay? Staying organized and not spiraling every time something pops up. So here's why pre-planning hits a little bit different, okay? You're gonna be able to stay ahead of the curve, okay? You ever feel like life be throwing you curveballs and you didn't even know the game started? Yeah. Pre-planning shuts that down exponentially, okay? You know exactly what's coming up, appointments, deadlines, events, all that, so nothing sneaks up on you. You're not reacting, you're already ready. It's also going to reduce stress, okay? No more waking up in a panic like, OMG, did I forget something? Nah, sis, you didn't, not anymore, because pre-plan is going to keep you out of your head and onto paper. It's going to keep it all out front and center for you. That way your mind can chill. We're not living in chaos. We're booked and balanced, okay? It's also going to help you to make better decisions. When your days are planned out and your priorities are laid out clearly, your decision making gets way smoother. You're not out here saying yes to mid opportunities or wasting time because you already know what aligns with your goals. It's giving intentional. It's giving grown and focused. All right. You also will be able to increase productivity because planning ahead equals working smarter, not harder. You can finally stop multitasking yourself into madness. Instead, you'll be allocating your time on purpose, putting your energy into what really matters and not just what's screaming the loudest. You'll be able to be more intentional. Let's stop acting like we don't have big goals, okay? Pre-planning helps you break those down into more manageable, bite-sized tasks. It's way easier to stay consistent when you've got a step-by-step plan laid out instead of just vibes and chaos. Bottom line, pre-planning is self-care, time management, goal setting, and peace of mind all wrapped into one. Don't sleep on it. Matter of fact, go grab these pre-planning inserts or even grab a notebook because we're gonna come up with a plan for you. So here is your step-by-step guide on how you can start pre-planning or planning ahead. Now you really do need to identify your big goals before you can even start to plan effectively what you're working towards, okay? So sit down and really think about your long-term goals, whether they're personal, professional, or both. And these are the types of things that you're going to write down on this page or in your planner or on a sheet of paper. And so that way we can start to break them into more manageable tasks. Okay, so these are our pre-planning inserts. And what I love about them is that they give you everything that you need to plan ahead, all right? So now we have a full page printable or a full page insert. Then of course, you know, I gotta be extra. So we have half sheets as well, because sometimes you just wanna pop this into your monthly planner just to have it already prepared and ready for you. And sometimes you just want a standalone insert that you just maybe pop into your week or whatever. You have options is what I'm saying. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right into the first step. Again, identify your goals so that way you're not out here just sitting here thinking, hey, what do I write in these inserts? All right, so you want to start with your monthly overview. So as you can see here, we have a section for that. Same thing with the half sheet. And this is a place for you to write in your month at a glance. So you can pull from your regular at a glance pages or whatever. It's your phone or, you know, wherever you have that information stored. You can also write it in as you go along. But what I like to do is come here and pop in all of the dates that I know are happening. And then I'll come in and write in the variable dates like events and things like that. So you want to start here with your monthly calendar or your monthly at a glance pages. And you want to just really block off those non-negotiables first. So again, like, you know, any sort of anniversaries or occasions, school functions, school schedules, appointment paydays, whatever you decide that you want to write here. It's all about you and what you feel like would work best. But the non-negotiables should always be added first, all right? Anything that's already scheduled, work deadlines, travel, anything like that. This is going to be the foundation. So make sure you don't skip this part, all right? So that's going to be your step one. You're going to start with this monthly at a glance, all right? Then you're going to set your monthly goals. Remember, I talked about not just sitting here and thinking, just really try to get in your head and identify what those goals are, all right? You want to ask yourself questions like, what do I want to accomplish this month, all right? Think about that, all right? And keep it realistic and pick 3 to 5 main goals, and you're going to try to break them into categories if possible. So maybe your work goals, your business goals, your health and fitness goals, finance goals, your faith and spiritual goals. You want to make sure that you write them down, all right? And you're going to write them here in the top priority section. And so that way you can see them clearly. So that way they stay in your face all month long. And when you're ready to transfer them to your weekly or your monthly, your actual monthly calendar, you're going to see these first and you're going to know that these are the most important things. All right. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to do a brain dump. Now I talk about this all the time because I love a good brain dump, but I just posted something on my short form videos today talking about how to do a brain dump. Now I do have those inserts in here as well. So I know this looks like a lot and I may not tackle all of this month, and that's okay. Give yourself grace, okay? But you want to sit down and you want to take the time out to brain dump, all right? And I like to sort it all out, as you can see. So I have just some random things, all right? Then I have my to call list. I have my to email list. I have my to message. I have things I need to schedule. I have things I need to follow up on. And then maybe for the next month or for tomorrow, I can put these things off. Or maybe I'll do them during that day, but at least I know what's coming up. And then I also like to break them down even further. What's urgent, what's important, but not urgent, what can wait, what can I delegate? Yes, girl, delegate. We delegate around here, okay? Then you're gonna plug them into categories like must do, should do, want to do. All right, this is important here. And check out my last video here on YouTube as well. I did a full video breaking down how to use this insert in addition to that short form video I just talked about today. And then when it comes to must do, should do, want to, in the must do category, I break down my top 3. And usually that's what I'll go ahead and put here in my top priorities on the pre-planning insert. So that's just an idea there as well. All right. So that was step 3 and step 4 kind of lumped into one. Step 3 was the brain dump. And then step 4 is to prioritize and categorize your tasks. Step 5 is to plan weekly focuses. So look at your goals and break them down into weekly actionable steps. All right. So for each week, decide what's your focus, what steps can move the needle. And this is really going to help you to stay consistent without feeling overwhelmed. And those things are things that you can add right here to this to-do section. All right, so you really want to break these things down if possible, so that way they become more manageable for you. This is also a section for just random to-do list items and things like that. You can dump that all out here. All right, in addition to that, you want to make sure that you're penciling in those key dates and events, which really should go here, but sometimes there may be times where you don't really know when something's going to happen. This is a great section for that as well. All right, and so you're going to plug in things like deadlines, goal checkpoints, important calls, meetings, self-care. Don't forget about that. And remember to leave space for flexibility, but be intentional. All right. You also have a whole nother side of this page where you can write down more to-do list items, more breaking of things down can go here as well. So that way you know exactly what your focus is. All right. So step 5, plan weekly focuses. Step 6, pencil in key dates, tasks, and events, even if you don't know the deadline. All right. Again, it could go here if you know that. If you don't, make sure you still write that in. All right. Step 7 is to set up your trackers. Now, I don't have a tracker here in this particular insert. Sometimes I'll come to the back here and I'll just draw a line here, or I'll set this page up to be somewhat or a tracker, if you will. But typically for me, my trackers are going to go into this section. Now I'm talking all things pre-planning, not just using that planner insert. So the planner insert pairs very well with a tracker. So I do like to use a habit tracker to go ahead and break down things here. So that way I can make sure I'm checking things off as I go along. So habit trackers, you know, your budget and expense may want to go on a tracker, content calendars, and then we're going to talk meal plans. Now, meal plans I don't track in a tracker. I actually do track that on the pre-planning insert, or I do a little bit of something with my meal plans. And typically that's going to be basically writing down ideas. I like to know, like, you know, some ideas as I see them across social media. I want to make sure that I log it in here. I do also have a section in my planner for meal plans, and I write things down there as well. But when I'm pre-planning, I like to come here first just to see like what are some different types of recipes that I can try for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All right. So you want to include that within your setting up of your trackers and your different inserts. If you have a separate insert for that, that's fine. But I did include a section for that here in this insert. Planning for meals is such an important thing because it's going to help you to stay on track. It's going to help you to make sure you're eating mindfully. It's going to make sure that you spend less money, which is what we all want. So that's why it's important for you to just come up with some ideas. And this could also be your actual meal plan for the month, if you know that that's what it's going to be. And at least when you come to this insert, what it'll allow you to do is just see everything. You see your schedule, you see your top priorities, you see your meal plan, you see all of your to-do list items broken down from either your top priorities or just random to-do list items. You will hopefully have your tracker set up either here on the back, and maybe at some point I'll revamp this to include a tracker. You'll have to comment below and let me know if that's something that you want to see, because that may be a good idea to just have it all in one. Some people also just use this as their planner, and that's okay. What I do is I take this information, and sometimes I'll pre-plan for months in advance. So it'll be a bunch of these inside of my planner. Then when it comes down for that month, I'm like, cool, everything's already here. All I need to do is come to my monthly section of my actual planner, and then I can take this information and I can write it right on in my planner. And boom, done. So there's an option for you as well. You can either use it standalone just as your actual planner page, or you can transfer this information from here onto your actual monthly calendar, and that will help you to just be that much more prepared. So these inserts are amazing. I love them. They're one of my favorites. They're a super popular item in our shop. So again, you can grab this insert if it resonates with you and you feel like it'd be useful to you, or you can simply just write it in a notebook on your actual planner pages, or whatever works best for you. But of course, we have options around here. So full page or half page insert, whatever speaks to you. We want you to make things work for you. All right. So let's talk about step 8 now, which is to end with a mindset check. Now, this is important. You're going to write down your scripture of the month, your quote of the month, your affirmation of the month. You're going to speak life over your goals and remind yourself why you're doing this. It's not just about staying busy. It's about being intentional. This system works so well because pre-planning is honestly the plug when it comes to getting your life together without losing your mind. It breaks everything down down into bite-sized, doable pieces so you're not out here feeling overwhelmed and spiraling. You've got deadlines, checkpoints, and milestones in place. So instead of aimlessly grinding, you're actually making steady progress towards the big goals. And you can see it happening in real time. Again, it's giving structure. It's giving, I'm not just busy, I'm booked and balanced. And let's not forget the clarity it brings. When you can see everything laid out, you stop guessing and you start moving with intention. No more forgetting tasks or dropping the ball because it slipped your mind. You've got a system now. Plus, you're watching your own progress. That'll hold you all the way accountable. You'll start showing up for yourself because it's right there in front of you. Pre-planning isn't just a productivity hack, it's a mindset shift. Heavy on the I got this, okay? Now here are some mistakes that people make when it comes to pre-planning. Mistake number 1, you're overscheduling your day. This right here is where a lot of people trip up. You wake up thinking you're about to be superwoman, conquer the world, clean the house top to bottom, hit 3 meetings, finish your to-do list, and still have time to cook dinner and journal before bed. Be so for real. That's how burnout starts. So here's the fix. Stop overestimating your capacity. Everything takes longer than you think, especially when life starts lifing. Be realistic about how much time each task needs and don't stack your day from sunup to sundown. Leave space to breathe, okay? Focus on 3 priorities and let the rest be bonus. It's not about doing the most, it's about doing what matters. Mistake number 2 is that you are not leaving room for life to happen. Listen, life doesn't care about your color-coded planner. Things will shift. Kids get sick. Meetings run over, unexpected errands pop up. It's a part of the game, okay? So here's the fix. Flexibility is your friend. Build in buffer time between tasks and stop back-to-back stacking your whole day like it's a race. Create a game plan that gives you wiggle room. That way, when something throws you off, you're not spiraling, you're adjusting like a pro. It's giving a graceful pivot, not full-blown meltdown. Mistake number 3 is that you're setting it up and you're forgetting about it. Okay, sis, you can't plan once and then ghost your planner. All right, here's the fix. Your planner inserts are not just pretty paper, they're tools. So check in at least once a week. And Sunday resets are great. They're elite for this, by the way. And they're great to just review, adjust, and make sure that what you plan still makes sense. Because plans evolve, and so should you, all right? That weekly check-in is going to keep you focused, accountable, and ready to pivot if needed. It's about staying in the driver's seat, not letting the week drag you around. Bottom line, planning is powerful when done right. Give yourself grace, stay flexible, and actually use your planner to support your real life, not some fantasy schedule that sets you up for disappointment. So here's how you're going to make pre-planning a habit so you're not scrambling every week, all right? If you're tired of waking up every Monday like, wait, what am I even supposed to be doing? It's time to stop playing and make pre-planning a part of your weekly routine or your monthly routine. And no, it doesn't have to be this long drawn out process. It just needs to be a little structure, okay? A planner that works for you and then discipline to check in with yourself before life starts lifing. So I like to do this on a Sunday, all right? So pick a time on Sundays, if that's the day you choose, with your morning coffee, whatever works for you, and you're going to make that your non-negotiable planning time, all right? Light a candle, grab your favorite pens, play some music, set the vibe, and treat this like your weekly reset. This is your time to get ahead and take control of your week or your month before it starts bossing you around, all right? And start big, then break it down. So open up your pre-planning inserts or your notebook and ask yourself, what are my big goals this week or this month? Then break them into smaller bite-sized steps so that you can actually get them done. The goal isn't to look busy, it's to make real progress. So if it doesn't move the needle or serve the vision, it doesn't need to take up space in your planner, period. Then you're going to prioritize and set deadlines. Once your tasks are broken down, go ahead and prioritize. What's urgent, what's important but not urgent, what can wait? Be strategic, all right? Plug in deadlines that make sense and create a timeline that helps you work smarter, not harder. And don't forget to leave room for life to life. You already know it's coming. All right, use your inserts every single week. Your inserts aren't just there to look pretty, they're your accountability system. So check in with them at the start of the week or the month to set the tone. And at the end of the week or the month, reflect and adjust what worked, what didn't, what needs to shift. The more you check in, the better you get at planning like a pro. All right, at the end of the day, pre-planning isn't just about being organized. It's about showing up for yourself, creating space for what actually matters, and making sure your goals don't get lost in the chaos or lost in the sauce. So yeah, go ahead and make it a habit. You'll be shocked at how much smoother your life flows when your week is already mapped out before it even begins. Let's be real for a sec. Pre-planning is that girl when it comes to getting your life together without the chaos. It's not just about writing cute to-do lists, pretending to be productive. It's about being intentional with your time, energy, and focus so you can actually move different. When you use pre-planning inserts the right way, you're not just organizing your tasks, you're literally mapping out how to hit your goals, stay ahead of deadlines, and stop the last minute scrambling. That way, you're not out here stressed and running on fumes. So no more waking up and guessing what the day's about to throw at you. When you pre-plan, your day is on point. You already know what's coming, what matters most, and how to make room for both your responsibilities and your peace. You're not just staying busy, you're being strategic. You're building a life that aligns with your goals, your schedule, your vision of success. So if you're already trying to lock in and stop letting the week or month run you, go ahead and grab these pre-planning inserts today and let's start planning like we mean it. So in the comments below, drop one thing that you're committed to pre-planning this month. Let's hold each other down, let's hold each other accountable, and let's get these goals handled expeditiously. So that is it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. You got a little bit of inspiration out of it, which means you'll give me a thumbs up on this video. If you're new here, hopefully you'll stick around and consider subscribing. And as always, I would love it if you came back to catch me for another video, in which case I'll see you then.